Grimlock say you watching So Hungry Grimlock Sunday. You ask questions, me Grimlock give you
You are watching So Hungry's Soundwave Sunday. Operation Question and Answer. Initiate. Booyah. Stay down, Grimlock.
Hello Autobots and Decepticons, my name is So Hungry and I'd like to welcome you guys to another Soundwave Sunday, the Christmas edition. And I don't know how it's going to be any more Christmassy. I don't really have any Christmas effects or anything on it, but I wanted to wish you guys all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I want to get right into the questions since we do have a lot of them. And one general question that has come up quite a bit is, what game have I been playing on this? And for the most part, it's Transformers War for Cybertron. It will probably be Transformers War for Cybertron on this video as well. So let's get to the questions. The first one comes from Black Dragon 120100. So Hungry, my question is, do you have a Christmas tradition? And if you do, what is it? Soundwave Sunday! Well, that's a good question. And I used to have a pretty cool Christmas tradition when I was a little bit younger. I don't really have so much of one right now. I do go to my parents' and then we have dinner and open gifts and stuff like that. But back in the day, I used to go over to my grandma's on Christmas Eve, and it would be my brothers, my sisters, my cousins, and my grandparents, and everybody in the family would all gather around the Christmas tree, and we would all open gifts, and then we would just sit, talk, play, and hang out by the fire at our grandparents' house. And I would always drink a lot of punch. I remember that. My grandma made the best punch ever, and it was awesome. So that was my Christmas tradition back in the day. And if you have a great Christmas tradition, definitely celebrate it to the max. And if you don't have a tradition, it never hurts to start one up this year. Our next question comes from Sergio Findardi, I believe that's your name. Hi, if you would win $100 million, would you A, give it to charity, B, keep it for yourself, C, create a new Transformers game, or D, would you invest it in something else, your suggestion, and try to survive 21, 12, 12? Okay, that was a little bit different. I expected it to be 12, 21, 12. But yes, we're living right now, so we're good for that. And to that, what do you think of the attack on those children in Connecticut? It's very sad. I hope our government gets something in order to prevent these things from happening in the future. It is extremely devastating and extremely sad. And the last part is, hope this will come on Soundwave Sunday. So for the first one, I would definitely give some of it to charity. I would definitely keep some of it for myself. And you know what? I could invest in making a new Transformers game if I could overwatch the multiplayer aspect of it. Maybe a little campaign and maybe a little cameo. That'd be pretty cool. So let's move on. Next question comes from the Gamer Guy. If you could date anyone, who would it be? Wow, that's a good question. I mean, there's so many possibilities out there. Jessica Alba, Jennifer Aniston, Oprah, I just don't know. But probably Natalie Portman. I always had a crush on her. I don't know why, but she has always done it for me, and I would probably pick her. I like her acting, and she seems like a very nice girl as well. Next question comes from Iron Punch Smash. Do you like RPGs? If so, what is your favorite top 5 RPGs? Now, back in the day, I used to like RPGs because I had more time. Right now, I actually prefer shorter games. I like games that don't drag on over and over, kind of make you do the tedious stuff over and over and over. So I'm not a huge fan of RPGs anymore, but I'll give you my top 3 of all time that I used to play. Final Fantasy II was my number 1 overall. Final Fantasy III, my second favorite of all time. Probably the best, or my personal favorite scene comes from that game. There's an opera scene in it that is just so awesome. I would almost rate it as the number 1 scene in video game history. And then number 3 would be Final Fantasy VII. So all Final Fantasies top my list, and I used to play them back in the day. I just don't have time to play them now, and I don't get into them that much anymore just because of the complexity they put into them. I like them more simple back in the day, and I don't want to have to learn so much stuff. By the time I do the tutorial and all that things, I'm exhausted, and I just want to shut the game off for the newer RPGs. Next question comes from Jack Prime. Hey Hungry, have you seen The Hobbit? If you did, what are your thoughts? The Hobbit is booyah, baby. I love that movie. I saw The Hobbit, and then I watched the entire Lord of the Rings series again, extended version, and then I went and saw The Hobbit again. And I love The Hobbit. The second time, it was even better, and the 3 hours just flies by. I almost wish it was longer. I know it's going to be 3 parts, so that is awesome. And I will say one thing about The Hobbit. Here's a spoiler a little bit. Well, maybe not so much, but I want to say one thing is, after looking at the action from the Lord of the Rings series and then looking at the action from The Hobbit, I thought the action was even stepped up even more for The Hobbit, and I didn't expect that from reading the book. But I thought the creativity of every action scene was just amazing, especially in the Goblin Caves. Peter Jackson, you do what Peter Jackson does because you're Peter Jackson. Next question comes from Plankton67JS. Hey Mungry, my question is, would you do my homework? That's pretty good. You know what? I'll do your homework right now. Wait, you're on Christmas break. I can't, I'm sorry. And you wouldn't want me doing your homework anyways, because doing homework now is a lot different than doing homework then. Because even the most basic, simple stuff, we tend to cheat nowadays. Like, I always use a calculator for the most simple things ever when I probably wouldn't need to. Or like long division, I probably couldn't do that at all. And reading, man, who wants to read? I mean, I can't read anymore. I don't know what these letters mean when they're stuck together. So you wouldn't want me even doing your homework. Next question comes from No966, the Turtle Cornelius of Doom. So that person gave a shout out. Not sure how that question got in there. So next question comes from Ray Garza Jr. Yo, Mungry, what is the most disgusting thing you ever ate? Your opinion. Alright, I've probably ate a couple things that I cannot remember that were so disgusting that I blocked them out of my brain, because you kind of black those things out. But I really do not like mushrooms. I don't like the texture of them. I just think they're extremely gross and they make me want to vomit. And also, squid is like one seafood that I do not care for, or at least raw squid, or especially sushi. The seaweed in there, oh my gosh, that just makes me want to vomit all the time. So that was probably the most disgusting things that I've ever ate. And I probably can't think of what really is the #1 most disgusting thing that I thought of, but that's what I can think of right now. Alright, our last question comes from Gondola. Soundwave Sunday number 30. Hey Mungry, what's your favorite breakfast? My favorite breakfast. This is going to sound weird to you guys, and now I'm going to reveal that I have a high level of cholesterol after this one. But I'm not a huge fan of breakfast food. If I can have my way, I would eat like double cheeseburgers, steaks, and eggs. Maybe not so much eggs, more steaks, but I like eggs as well. And bacon and like spaghetti or anything like that for breakfast. I love myself like lunch and dinner food. That was my #1 favorite overall. I can't really eat anything sweet for breakfast. I used to be a big sweet tooth, but then I kind of grew out of it, and I prefer more lunch and dinner style meals. And if I could eat shrimp for breakfast, oh, so be it. I would do that till my end of days. Well, I think that wraps up Soundwave Sunday number 30. I hope you guys all have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, or anything else you are celebrating. And also have a great Soundwave Sunday, everyone.